Hey friends, welcome to another marketing webinar with yours truly, Alan Lee and Jason Call. We are so excited to have you guys tune in with us. This is a live video, so you guys feel free to submit any questions in the chat form that you have. We would be happy to take those. Just a few things about who I am. My name is Alan Lee. I have been a handyman for the last 4.5 years, and the last few years, I've really launched into the consulting industry and helping other people create a sustainable handyman business that actually runs profitably. So that's what I'm all about. Jason is my marketing professional. Jason Call has been with me since day one, and he's really been someone that has helped give me a straight path on where I need to go as far as marketing my handyman business. So I'm so excited to have him here with us. I think he's going to be a wealth of knowledge. Just a few things. We are running this on StreamYard. So if you're tuning in on Facebook, you're going to need to allow StreamYard access to see your Facebook name, to see your profile name, so that we can see your name in the chat section. So I see a few guys here are chiming in from Facebook. Two guys. We got JP Compasso. What's up, JP? And then we got Suresh is in the house. The other two guys that posted on Facebook, you guys need to allow Facebook or StreamYard access to see your name on Facebook. The way you do that is either at the above this video or on the side of this video in the Facebook app. I'm going to plug in my headphones because I think there's a little bit of feedback here. But Jason, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey guys, I'm Jason with Handyman Web Design. So we help handyman businesses get their online marketing right. There's like 1,000,001 different things you can do to market your business, especially when it comes online, endless amounts of information. So we really strive to be like a pillar for like specifically handyman businesses. There is, great recipes for each industry when it comes to marketing, especially online marketing. And so all we do is do handyman. So that's kind of where our specialty lies and where our passion lies as well.
Awesome. Hey, can you guys hear me through this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're good. All right, guys. So I'm excited to get into today's topic. We're going to be talking all about marketing. So if you guys have any marketing questions whatsoever, feel free to post them in the chat section here. This is just an open forum, so I want to hear from you guys what your guys' questions are. We have a few things that we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about logos and not really logos, but slogans. Sorry. So excited for that. So we got JP. What's up, JP? Suresh is in the house. And someone says they're working but trying to follow the live stream. Awesome. Hey guys, we got Michael in the house. What's up, Michael? Michael was in my recent pricing micro course. Excited to have you here, Michael. He's working but watching too. And then we got Marlon Landers. What's up, Marlon? Marlon's in the Business Builders group. We're actually going to be meeting tonight for a group coaching call. So I'm excited about that. JP's also in our Business Builders group. Living the dream, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So Jason, maybe you want to go ahead and get us started into today's topic. And then as people have questions, feel free to ask them. The audience, ask your questions so we can answer them.
Yeah, sure. One comment, you talked to JP, one conversation, you can tell that guy's living the dream. Just flows out of him. So like Alan said, we're going to be talking about slogans. So I actually had a pretty in-depth conversation with somebody a few weeks ago about slogans. He was asking about branding and slogans. And so we had this great conversation and it was really eye-opening for him. And so I thought that we would just kind of cover that. So on these calls, we do these every couple of weeks. And so we always have one topic that we kind of kick things off with so we can start a discussion, 5-10 minutes. But we do encourage you in that time to any questions related to marketing about what we're talking about. Feel free to drop them in the comments. We do go back through and we try to answer all the questions. So it's just a great time to, be together as a community and kind of learn together live. And of course, it's all posted after. So if you have any questions related to marketing, please, we'd love to see them and answer them. So slogans, I guess Alan, you want to talk about, let's just go into your slogan, your neighborhood handyman since 2016. You want to just talk about that slogan, how you came up with it, and why you thought that was good to kind of roll out?
Yeah, well, there's actually quite the story in it. It's really funny. It started from a YouTube comment that maybe was a little bit rude, but it kind of worked out. Who's the guy that played? Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, sorry, I forgot what the actor's name was. So one of my YouTube videos, probably 3 years ago, someone commented and say, "Hey, this guy looks like Tobey Maguire, from Spider-Man." And I'm like, okay, so I don't know if that was a compliment or what, but this guy looks like Tobey Maguire, right? And he's like, and then so he kept calling me every time on my YouTube channel. He would comment and say, "Here's your neighborhood Spider-Man," right? Because that's what Spider-Man's called, your neighborhood Spider-Man. So I'm like, well, maybe I could be your neighborhood handyman. So that was kind of my comeback to him. And so I became your neighborhood handyman. And then we started in 2016. So I felt that was fitting. And one interesting thing, I was just having a conversation about this, right? Say when you put 2016 on there, doesn't that like look weird to your clients because they're like, oh, this guy's only been around since 2016? But you could look at it that way, right? Like we talked about, there's two different ways to look at something, either the victim mentality or the champion mentality. The victim mentality would be like, yeah, the clients are going to be like, this guy's only been around for 2016. What does he know? Only 4 years. He's obviously, just whatever. Or you could look at it be like, so 80% of small businesses fail within their first year. And those that succeed through that, so that 20%, 80% of those fail within their first 5 years. So we've already done better than 80% of our competition because we've made it past our first year. We're almost up to our 5th year. So, that's what I have to say, right? So for me, putting 2016 on something comes from a place of power. Like we've been around since 2016. We are not just some fly-by-night handyman. We are a fully operating, successful, sustainable business, And so that's kind of where that came from, your neighborhood handyman since 2016. Maybe you want to break that down a little bit, Jason, and what that says to a client.
Yeah, man. So first, a slogan is a great way to, you can communicate. It can be used for a lot of different ways, right? So we've got some examples that we'll cover after going into Alan. So you're a neighborhood handyman since 2016. So I'm just gonna, mind flow, break this down for you guys. So take it for what it's worth, right? The name your, that is instantly possessive. Like we are your neighborhood handyman. That's like a quality, that's a trait, that's part of this slogan. It's minor, but there is this behavioral, this mental aspect where that resonates with somebody. We are your neighborhood handyman. People want a handyman. People want, oh, you should call my handyman, he's great. Or, oh, my plumber is so awesome. Like there's this possessive part of it that your communicates, right? Just some micro behavioral marketing here, guys, but it's important. Your neighborhood. So neighbor, good neighbor, they're close by, they're down the street, hey neighbor, he's in your neighborhood, he's close. There's all kinds of goodness, there's all kinds of like good, I guess, things that flow from the word neighborhood. Instantly, you're kind of connected to them. If you weren't your neighborhood, and then handyman. So handyman obviously hits on exactly what Alan's business is. Home repair, handyman service. So already in the first 3 words, your neighborhood handyman. That says a lot about, honestly, handyman services. It says a lot about Alan. It says a lot about his business, and it speaks a lot to his customers. It's only 3 words, guys. And the total thing is your neighborhood handyman since 2016. So in 5 words, he hits on everything we just talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. The first 3 words, everything we just talked about since 2016. In my mind, it's 2021. That was 5 years ago. Like Alan mentioned, that's a long time in business, especially in the trade that we're in. It speaks a lot. There's, how many handyman services can you think off the top of your head, like recognizable brands that have been around 5 years? I know for franchises, it's Mr. Handyman, Handyman Connection, Ace handyman services is something that I've been seeing more of. But beyond that, like, I don't know, nothing comes to mind as far as like since 2016. So that hits on this experience aspect, where I like that Alan added that. You know, maybe if it was since 2020, I'd probably leave that one off, just say your neighborhood handyman. But I hope that is helpful to you guys, really breaking down this slogan, in that it speaks a lot to somebody that's researching Alan and his business. Does that
Very
make
good.
sense? Is that helpful?
I love it. It's
And
helpful.
you knew you meant every single part of that before you rolled it out, right?
Yes, yeah, I thought that through to the dime. No.
I love the Spider-Man thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It's funny.
it's kind of funny, some people have some interesting imaginations on YouTube. So Maui Steve is in the house. What's up, Maui Steve?
So I know there's some questions that have flown in here. We brought up a few other like slogans. I know PJP Handyman's in here. Hey, Paul. So my slogan, PJP, the handyman, the owner is PJ. So I know so PJP is a customer of ours, and on his website, he called me up and he said, "Hey, I want to make sure people know that I am more than like a handyman and more than a repair service. I do home improvement. I do, fence installation, all this extra stuff that is more home improvement." So right at the top of the website, we got PJP Handyman in San Antonio, and then we've got home improvement, your home improvement specialist. So instantly when someone lands there, which, I mean, Paul does a ton of work on marketing to drive a lot of people to his website. Instantly someone sees their handyman service, and more than that, they're a home improvement specialist. So in the consumer's mind, instantly opening up like, hey, I've been thinking about that walk-in shower. I just have a tub. That's a home improvement that they might not have been thinking about prior to instantly seeing that on PJP's site. So that's it's just another way to use this kind of like slogan aspect. So it opens up the consumer's mind to everything that PJP Handyman does. They're more than just a repair service, dryer vent cleaning. They do home improvement projects, which opens the door to lots of other stuff. And that was his goal with that.
Definitely. I love my buddy just commented, Ryan, said, Ryan, you're local insurance guy since 2011. He's my buddy. He's an insurance guy right around here. He just helped me out with some commercial auto, so that's awesome. We got JP Campasso says, the Newtown Handyman, taking care of your home from basement to roof line and gable end to gable end. That's awesome.
Yeah, if people, we'd love to hear your like taglines, your slogans too. What was that cool one you said, Alan? There's someone in your group, the Jackal.
Oh, they're Ashley and James Cavalry. Their business name is Jackal's Handyman Services, and I don't know how they came up with Jackal, but I'd be curious to hear how that happened. But their slogan is "Let the Jackal tackle it."
Yeah, so that's like fun. It's got a lot of personality, in contrast. So Alan and I did a video 2 weeks ago where we looked at Google My Business, and we pulled up handyman in Citrus Heights, right? We pull up that Google search, and in the Google Maps, there's honestly handyman, and then there's actually a business called Handyman in Citrus Heights. There's no like personality there, right? There's no branding. It's just handyman in Citrus Heights. It's like, good job, you're ranking and getting in Google Maps, but there's no branding. There's no personality there. We're like, let the Jackal tackle it. That's like fun. It's unique. People are going to connect with that, at least have a laugh. So that's another, like, I think it's a great slogan.
Right. Yeah. And they were saying that, it's been going around their church and whatnot. So I could just see the ladies of the church. They asked their husband, "Oh, can you put this kitchen faucet in? I'll get to it later. I'm just going to let the Jackal tackle it." Like,
yeah,
it's just fun. It's fun stuff. So we got Mel Torres says, your handyman, Mel Torres.
I love it.
Simple and sweet. This guy, I'm not sure who this is because they didn't allow StreamYard to see their name, but that's all right. Says, fixing things is our thing. I like it. Maui Steve, ours is making your life easier. I love it. I
know my handyman makes my life easier, and Maui Steve makes my life more enjoyable.
Let's see here.
I found a while ago on Facebook, the official name was Handyman Near Me. Yeah, that's not really a sustainable strategy. Actually, a really new upcoming like SEO tactic that people are doing is literally like if that's not their actual business name, that can get taken down. So if there's people outranking you and they're just gaming the system by doing stuff like that, you can actually submit an edit to their Google My Business and they could be taken down. So yeah, that's not sustainable.
So you're talking about making your Google My Business name, Handyman Near Me, and then when
Yeah.
someone types that in, they find you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if that guy has no proof, no business license, no DBA, no anything on their website, no business cards that shows like his business name is Handyman Near Me, it will be taken down very fast. Actually, they'll get a request that says you need to supplement information with proving this is your business name. And if they can't do it, which I doubt that guy has anything set up beyond like, oh, I'm just going to set up the most popular keyword as my business name. So that would get taken down. So that's it's not a good strategy, guys. It doesn't really float as a slogan either. It doesn't really have a whole lot there. Slogan, certainly more of a personality, relationship, marketing communications thing more than keyword stuffing,
Definitely. And just to go over, we are using StreamYard as our streaming service here on Facebook. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you're going to need to allow StreamYard access to see your Facebook information. And go back to the Facebook page where you see this video, and either above this video, aside, or below it, there's going to be a whole list. It's going to say StreamYard, blah, 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 blah. And there'll be a link that you click on to allow StreamYard access to see your Facebook name. So that's how you do that. Marlon Lander says, taking care of that honeydew list, your honey won't do. I like it. So we're going to start taking some questions from the audience here shortly. So get your marketing questions in just here on the chat forum, and we will definitely be sure to get with you.
I want to touch on one thing. One more thing about what Reese's comment was with the Handyman Near Me. We touched on this 2 weeks ago on that Google My Business that me and Alan went through on the live stream 2 weeks ago, where it's ranking wise, it is beneficial to have keywords in your business name. However, if it's not actually your business name, don't do it because you can get reported. PJP says he's removed businesses with spam near him. So while it is an SEO short-term win to have keywords in your business name, Google wants to show like it's their easiest matchup, right? When someone searches handyman, Google is a dumb robot. It reads text and it can read other data that you can put on their website, but it is dumb. And so when you're looking up handyman, of course, the first indicator is that, oh, it's in the business name. So we're going to show this. We're going to show this in Google Maps. That there's no way around it. It's kind of a loophole, but it's not a loophole that Google can close, which says to businesses like, hey, if you can have keywords in your business name and have it be legitimate, it's an SEO win. It just is. I know that there's larger companies like in plumbing and home services that are going through massive like structural changes to update their business name for this very reason. All that being said, though, if it's not actually your business name, don't do it. You can get taken down. You can get your Google My Business listing suspended. If you're like PJP Handyman who has 200 something 5-star reviews, that would be devastating. So follow the rules. Don't keyword stuff your business name. Just put your business name on Google Maps. But anyway, that it's on the same kind of conversation that we had 2 weeks ago with the Handyman Near Me. If it's not your business name, don't have it be your business name. That's a good rule of thumb.
Definitely. This is a great question by Michael. Do you have a guideline or general recommendation for new slogans?
I am always of the path of looking at what are successful businesses doing. So, look up big handyman service companies, home improvement companies, remodelers, plumbers, HVAC contractors, and see what other home service businesses that are successful, what kind of slogans did they have? And use that as inspiration that you can put your own values, your own statements into, that you can make it your own, that fits with your business. I mean, I know using Alan's as an example, your neighborhood handyman, since 2016, the your neighborhood handyman, it fits with who Alan is as a business owner. It fits with who Honestly Handyman Services is as a company, how they treat their customers. So I would say to look at a good starting place, to look at other people are doing, and then use that as a backdrop, or in the backdrop, you know who you are, what your values are, what you kind of want to communicate to people, and start from there.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would start from doing some research, but I think also I'm always a big advocate of kind of, it's in the business plan strategy of your business, but coming up with some core values for your business. So this is our little brochure, and on here, so we have a whole list of core values at our business, but these are our top 3: service, integrity, and compassion. So my slogan, everything I do, everything that's in this little brochure, is based off of those 3 words: service, integrity, and compassion. So to me, your neighborhood handyman pinpoints exactly service, integrity, compassion. Where does service, integrity, compassion happen? It happens in your neighborhood, and it happens by me, your neighborhood handyman. So to me, that's just very fitting. The jackal tackle it. To me, I would love if we had them here with us, but to me, what that would portray would be someone who's just ready and willing to tackle whatever needs to be tackled because they really care about what needs to be tackled. So I would just come up with, sit down with your wife and your family, maybe even your kids could help you out with this if they're old enough. Might be a fun little thing like, hey, what is our business core values? And we've even taken it a step further. I've applied, I teach so much about business, but I've applied these business principles to my life personally, and we've actually come up with like personal core values as a family. So like family core values, and it's really interesting because it shapes not only what you do in your business, but what you do on a daily basis. So definitely a great place to start. Great question, Michael. Do you have anything else to add to that, Jason?
No, I mean, I think that it takes more than, like you just explained, it takes more than just kind of going out and seeing what's out there. It takes kind of checking yourself and what you're all about, what you want to portray in your business, how you treat your customers. There's a lot that can go into it. And also at the same time, that's not the only way to do it. It could just be kind of catchy. It could fit with your business name, like let the jackal tackle it. But yeah, you'd expect if the jackal tackles it, if they show up at my house, I would imagine they would be energetic. They would be willing. They would be ready to help me out. It wouldn't be, someone coming up late and not really being too enthusiastic. You gotta fit the bill. So yeah, that's what comes to mind as far as adding on to what Alan said, but certainly do some heart checks, if you will, on yourself and your business, and kind of see, write down what you're all about. That'll help.
Definitely. Great question, Michael. This is a good question. Do you have to trademark your slogans? This is probably much further down the line for business, but I would assume yes, right, Jason? Like, no, I obviously don't have a trademark on this guy, but I think down the road, right?
I'm not an attorney. I have no idea, man.
I'm not an attorney either. So
I'm actually Googling. That's a Google question. Do you have to trademark a slogan?
Yeah.
I'm getting ads for LegalZoom and Trademark Plus, Trademark Engine. So I would say it'd probably be something to look into. But it seems to me not like something you should worry about in the short term. If you're a new business, I wouldn't go sitting there, spending your time and money to trademark a slogan. Now,
yeah, I mean, because that's like everything, right? Like there are corrupt people out there, right? So there are people that would create like Honestly Handyman. Instead of having Lee, they would have just LY, and they would have, I don't know, like there's people that will try and take your business. Like it just I don't know.
There's someone in Southern California with Honestly Handyman.
Oh, there's actually there's a guy in our group that I think has Honestly Handyman. He started, I think, a little bit before me, so I didn't take his name. Reese T says, to start for trademarking, probably a good idea to put the little TM as a subscript at the end of the name. I don't think, well, I mean, if you put a TM there and it's not trademarked, then I don't think there's any point of having the TM personally.
Yeah, it's more of like a preventative thing, like on the cheap to like quickly squelch, anyone that sees it to try and like poach it. That's my interpretation of it.
JP says, but there will only be one Honestly. I love it. I love it. So we're gonna take some audience questions here. So if you guys have any marketing questions, post them in the chat section here. We would be happy to get to them. This question here is from Zevi. It says, I'm not sure where to start marketing my new handyman business. What's a good place to start?
Are you leaving that open for me to hop in there?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Zoe, the first thing, man, is I would check out the video that me and Alan did 2 weeks ago about creating a Google My Business in Google Maps. That's like a foundational marketing item with, if you're just getting started, shoestring budget, just trying to figure stuff out, there's a free website builder that you can get to right from your Google My Business dashboard. So it's kind of like a great place to start for a foundational, like, Google Maps. They got your free website. You just got to fill out a few things and you can get online, creating your Facebook, creating foundational online profiles so that people can start to find you on these platforms that people use to search. But at the end of the day, those are just tools. And when you're starting a new business, I believe, and I've seen, and I know Alan has too, it takes some hustle, man. Don't be afraid to get out there, join your chamber of commerce, join realtor associations, network. I know it's kind of hard in today's environment. I hear it's getting better, but getting out there, networking, having sales flyers, business cards, knocking on doors. I know PJP is in here, so he comes to mind. I remember when he started his business, following him on Facebook, it was like on the weekend, Sunday afternoon, he'd go on a drive with his dog and put up door hangers and knock on doors. Like, that is why PJP is here today, like with a very successful handyman business, because he had the tools in place. He had Google My Business website, Yelp, all these online profiles. He was getting customer reviews. Get customer reviews. That's another one. Mm-hmm. But he put in that like real work that it takes to make a name for yourself in your community. So anyway, that's what comes to mind. I hope that helps. Yeah, definitely. And the way that I kind of operate is I look at what big businesses are doing, and I want to keep my sights focused on the future and not the way that it is right now, because sometimes it's so easy to think, oh, I'm only booked out for 2 days, or I'm only booked out for a week. And I'm struggling, or maybe I don't even know what I'm going to be doing for work tomorrow, right? So it's so easy to get caught up in that. It's like, oh, I'm just a small business. Like I can't compete with those guys. But no, you need to have your eyes set on a goal. Like for me personally, I have set my eyes on a big plumbing company here in town, and that's who I want to be. So for instance, a couple months ago, they have billboards everywhere. So they have big billboards everywhere. And so I got some information on the billboard company that they use through on the actual billboard. There's like who to call. I called them up and I'm like, hey, how much is it to get this billboard? Because I want to get this billboard. Not saying that I need to do it right now, but that's what my sights are, right? So I learned that it's this, and it's a crap load of money to get a billboard up. It's pretty crazy, but that's what I'm aiming for, right? So like, I'm not here just for the nickels and dimes. I'm here for the big shots, So, so starting marketing, it's very important just to get started, but do the things that successful businesses do. So if you really want to learn, like, the reason why I'm here, the reason why I do what I do is to teach other people what works in the handyman industry. So if you're interested in getting more information from me, I would be happy to talk with you. The reason why I do this is because there wasn't really someone around when I first started to help, tell me, hey, this is what works in the handyman industry. So definitely, do the things like establishing your brand, creating a Facebook page, posting daily on Facebook and Instagram, getting a Google My Business, getting a website. These are things that you definitely need to focus on. But that's kind of a whole nother topic. Is the marketing down the road, focus your eyes on the things that are actually working for other people as well. One more point too to that is, like, I had a business coach when I first started, and he framed it like this: like, if you're full-time in your new business, like you want to be full-time, that's 40 hours a week by the standard measurement. How many hours, like, you might have a part-time job, you might have a full-time job. So it's going to take going beyond that. So say you work 30 hours a week. and you're supposed to be full-time in your business. That leaves 10 hours. In that 10 hours, you need to be doing sales and marketing. Nothing else matters, because you need to fill up, you need to get to that full-time mark. And so coming from the mindset of, I'm just starting my business, I work maybe 10 hours a week through my referrals and stuff. Well, that leaves 30 hours in every week for you to be doing sales, marketing, knocking on doors, doing everything that you should doing in that time is to do sales and marketing. If you're not doing that, then you're wasting your time on things that theoretically they should be done down the road, like more advanced stuff. Like someone talked about blogging a few weeks ago. That's a down the road kind of marketing activity. In the short term, to get busy, to make a name for yourself, to get traction, to get referrals, some clientele, do sales and marketing activities that will directly lead to sales to new customers. So from that mindset, it kind of like gets you to train yourself of like, is this going to directly lead to a customer? If no, then, there's plenty of things that are out there that can lead to getting a customer.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I love it. So if anyone has any more questions, feel free to post them in the chat section here. Do you see any information here that you want to jump on real quick, Jason?
Let's see. A question just came in. Do websites really have impact today when most information is on social media? Yes, they most certainly do. Google search engines, I'm just going to call it Google because over 95+% of mobile search is actually on Google. Google learns about your business through your website. They learn about your business through Google Maps. They do learn about your business through other signals that come in online, but your website is kind of your communication hub, so to speak, that communicates who you are, what you do, where you serve to search engines. So certainly it does have a big impact today. The most short-term impact that it has that we've seen is on Google My Business. Website optimization, on-page SEO is a big factor in ranking in Google Maps. So to give you an idea, search handyman near me. Right on the ad, you're going to see Google Maps. There's going to be 3 businesses there with reviews. There is a direct correlation with ranking in there and having an optimized website. So for a lot of our customers that are brand new, they have a Google My Business. We see that visibility like double in a lot of cases because websites really do communicate a lot of information to Google. And their job is to serve relevant answers to people's queries. So the more information they can gather and learn about your business, the better opportunity you have to be shown not only in the website results, but Google Maps. One more point to that is, do all the big successful companies have websites? They do. But certainly, social media, there's lots of information on social media, but it's just kind of a totally different segment of marketing, if you will. Website, not something that you want to avoid after kind of that startup phase.
Yep. Very good. I love it. Also want to take this time to highlight we do basic micro courses once a month, and we just finished up with our pricing micro course, which is absolutely phenomenal, helping guys figure out what their hourly rate needs to be, hourly need, and how to price jobs. In February 8th, we are actually doing an estimating and scheduling for a profit micro course. So we're going to be teaching guys how to estimate jobs, going through in-depthly the software that I would recommend, and then also scheduling jobs for a profit. Through all that, we're going to be talking about marking up materials, pricing things correctly, making sure that you have all of the information in the estimate correctly so that everything is covered as far as job costs, mileage, fees going to and from the job, dump fees, disposal fees, things like that. So if you're interested in the estimating and scheduling for a profit micro course, hit me up on Facebook. Would be happy to get you some information about that. So let's see here. Do we have any other questions here? So Facebook user says, if I already have a website, what can I do along the SEO lines?
So, for a business owner, like if you're actually out in the field, there is, with anything we do, there's a law of diminishing returns. So you are a handyman business owner, so there's only so much that can be done. But as far as what you can do along the SEO lines, I actually wrote a kind of DIY SEO blog post. I can see if I can dig that up, but that breaks out, I think, like 6 or 7 things that you can do. I'm trying to think of basic ones that don't go too much into the weeds. Someone touched on, what do you guys think about getting reviews? Getting reviews actually nowadays, and more so what the experts are predicting in the future, it's even going to be a larger ranking factor for your business ranking and maps and actually your website. So those 2 questions tie together. That's an easy thing that does not require any technical web development ability for SEO. Get customer reviews. To answer that first question, what do you guys think about reviews? Get them. Get reviews as much as you can from every customer you can on your Google My Business to focus on first, and then supporting online profiles. I'm trying to think of how I can phrase this without getting too technical. So actually, let me give you a great example of. Do we have time, Alan? I know.
Yeah.
Do you have to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen real quick to give you an idea that kind of ties these questions together. It ties in reviews, it ties in SEO. So, and it's digestible. And that's what I really want to focus on, is stuff that's digestible. I don't want to start talking about heading structure, meta tags, all this stuff that you can go into with SEO. I want to talk about the stuff that most small business owners can handle. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Sweet. So, Handyman Citrus Heights. This is where Alan's located. Ranking in your physical location. I just did a video about this the other week. That's your biggest ranking opportunity. And we see the listings here. Here's Alan's website. So here's the thing about reviews, guys. Alan, if he had no reviews here, could he rank here? Yeah, he probably could, because we're doing a lot of stuff on his website and SEO. But who's going to click on a profile that doesn't have any reviews compared to Handyman in Citrus Heights, who has 17 5-star reviews, right? Mm-hmm. So you need reviews to stand out. Reviews not only are good for SEO, but they are most importantly related to conversion. They're related to building trust with people that are researching you online. So no one's going to pick up the phone if you have any online reviews, at least people that are just researching you. I mean, even like a referral, like I've been referred people and I look them up online and they've got no reviews. And even though it came from my neighbor who referred this person to me, in my head, I'm like, oh, they don't have any reviews. So getting reviews helps with SEO. Here's Alan here. Now, here's what else I'm going to talk about is already, look at this snippet here. Honestly, handyman services. So this is on Yelp's top 10 list. Alan,
it says 62 reviews right next to it.
62 reviews. Okay, so even if Alan, so he does do some advertising on Yelp. Let's see, is that a paid listing right there? I want to make sure we get, sponsored results. So these are sponsored results. So Alan does have a budget towards Yelp to be promoted, just like you see here. But I'm more concerned in the way of SEO, which is all about organic. Boom, here's all results. This is Alan is not being paid to show here. So look, like I mentioned earlier, guys, Google is a dumb robot. Okay. So when someone is looking for Handyman Citrus Heights, here's Alan's profile here, in Google. He is listed in this top 10 list multiple times. You're sending signals to search engines, right? It has this list in the very first result. You click in here and you see Honestly Handyman. So we're telling Google, obviously we're a great choice. So you should rank us in maps. You should rank us in the website results. So, something that's an opportunity for Honestly Handyman is probably getting into, I know Angie's List is a little bit restricted. They really want you to create a profile and sign in. So let's see, Handyman in Citrus Heights. So let's see if Alan's in here. Actually, let's just do a search real quick, cut through the fat. Honestly, so Alan's not in here. So having his business listed in here is more signals that
I've never created an Angie's List.
Yeah. So it's just a signal that you can send to search engines. The more of these top 10 lists that you can get in on this first page, which there's always going to be these lists because there's directories, millions of people go to thumbtack.com every day. You know, millions of people go to porch.com. They go to bbb.org. So having profiles here and then getting like a review or two is going to propel you to the first page of that top 10 list. And that's a very strong signal to search engines that will influence you actually being in the website results and also in Google Maps. Is that helpful? Does that make sense?
So good. I love it.
So that's why I always recommend too, as far as reviews, Google is the king. Like, I mean, people search on Google. That is the biggest search engine. Their Google Maps. Having a prominent profile there with lots of 5-star reviews is the best place to focus on first. But diversifying your reviews to Yelp, to BBB, getting just enough reviews to be in that first listing. Just enough, because then you can get that top spot or on the top 10 page, because then Google, they crawl that BBB top 10 and they see your business. You're in their Google Maps already. You're in their website results. You're kind of solidifying your authority, your position in Google's mind. So getting reviews across a variety of these platforms, very important, relates to SEO. That's what I got. That's practical, that you can start doing right now, that doesn't require any kind of technical expertise in web development or SEO.
Love it. Love it, man. That's awesome. That is great. So let's see here. So is it correct to say that the single best thing I can do for SEO is to get online reviews?
No, you can't. I can't just blanket that. Actually, I've got, since this. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me share one more thing. So, this is probably more in depth than what you guys need, but it answers this question. This graph right here. Whitespark is a leading like local SEO like tools. They're just like, they're on the cutting edge. They're doing research. This is just a brand new survey they just released a few weeks ago. I sat in on this conference thing where went through with the owner, the guy that does this. He shared all this information. And this is what the top experts in SEO and local SEO deemed to be influential in ranking. Left side is Google My Business. Right side is your website. So the question was, is reviews the most important thing for SEO? You can see from this chart, no, because there's a lot of factors. Are reviews important? Yes. Are they the most important? Maybe to some business, but maybe to another business, having an optimized website is more important. Or maybe having more online profiles is more important. It really depends on your business, on your competitive environment, where you're ranking right now, what your budget is. I mean, not everyone can. It's highly dependent on your situation, and there's a lot of components that go into SEO. And I bring up reviews because they are important, and it's very low-hanging fruit that anyone can do without any technical expertise. Even if you don't have a website, you can get online reviews, and that's something. And I would encourage you to work towards at least having a cheap do-it-yourself website. And then from there, looking at, okay, I need a professional website to really ramp things up, to increase my online visibility. So it's good to start in for things that you can tackle and have the goal of leveling up. We can't just jump in and get all the SEO and all the marketing and everything all at once. We got to start with it's a ladder, and you got to climb that ladder.
Definitely. So Reese, I don't know, I don't really get this question, but maybe you can. Difference between
from Reese's questions, he's definitely done some research on this topic. So, from my understanding of their interpretation of link, so citation is a directory listing. So this would be like your local chamber of commerce. Joining your local chamber of commerce not only taps you into their network and their events, but you get a super sweet local citation. Which is a directory listing. It's your name, your business name, your address, your phone number, your website address, your description, your business hours. This is structured data that is universally recognized by search engines. It's how Google, it's kind of like their base level of categorizing businesses is citation. So Yelp is technically a citation. Google My Business, technically a citation. Angie's List, House, your Chamber of Commerce, if you join your Realtor Association, you should get a profile, a citation on their website. So a citation is essentially a directory listing. There's so many directories. BBB, that's a citation. A link is from another website, from a blog. So those are the differences. One is citation; it's a profile. The other is a link from someone's website to yours. Most popular in like SEO marketing. There's this whole strategy of link building. So it's getting, for say the handyman trade, there is a blog about home improvement. Okay. And in that blog, they mention handyman services, and then they link your website. That would be a link. It's coming from a website. Another one would be, a popular one is from news sites. So if you start to grow your business, there's opportunities where you can have a story in a local news network. I mean, if you're in a small town, if you know people and people know you, you just got to ask around and be like, hey, I know a lot of information about home improvement, and winter's coming up, and I've got some ideas of what people can do for their winter home maintenance prep, and just make it happen. And if you can get in with a news site locally, that is a massive link. Your website will, your Google Maps probably, you're going to see the results. So that's why that's a big chunk of the pie, guys, is that link, citations, mentions of your business. Again, wrapping up, been going off for a few minutes here. Google's a dumb robot. The more mentions of your business, the more links, the more that tells Google, like, oh, that must be a good website. Look at all these citations. Look at all these links. Look at all these profiles. Look at all these reviews. Look, their website says handyman services. It says Citrus Heights. Let's rank them. I mean, that's what they're going off of.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, I am going to wrap this up then. Does anyone have any other questions before we head out? Or Jason, you got any last words to say here?
No, I hope that was helpful. I hope that was not too much in the weeds. Again, I know me and Alan, we try to make these very informative and actionable, so that you can take this and apply it to your business right away, and see results from it, because there's so much opportunity. So I do hope that it was helpful. And if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of Alan, you know how to get a hold of me. So feel free to reach out.
Definitely. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. This has been a great video. Jason, thank you so much for all your expertise. And we will catch you guys on the next one. If you guys are interested in reaching out to Jason, you can reach out to him at handymanwebdesign.com. If you're interested in reaching out to me, you can reach out to me on handymanjourney.com. We do these videos here specifically every other Tuesday. So we will catch you guys here in 2 Tuesdays. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.